Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lisbon UX. Can you hear me okay? Yes. Cool. My name is Paulo Fonseca. I'm one of the organizers, along with him, her, a bunch of people. If you want to be an organizer yourself, you can go to the Slack team, lisbonux.org/Slack. You fill in the email, and you can help us out, which is really cool. Because otherwise we sweat a lot, and we have a lot of pressure and stress to make all this work, okay? We are at the Museum of Communications. We have big, old Internet C cables on the entrance. I don't know if you saw it. They're awesome, which provides the opportunity to be streaming live and do a bunch of stuff, right? This event was hosted by Mercedes-Benz I/O. So shout out to those guys there. And thank you. And today we're going to be talking about managing design teams. We have 3 talks with 4 speakers, but the first one is by Humar Santos. He's going to start in a bit. He works at Nmbrs, or Nmbrs. I don't know how to say it without vowels. And then we're going to have Bruno Domingos from Pipedrive. That's a bit more easy to say, Pipedrive. Bruno is a product manager, not a designer, so it's going to be interesting. And then we're going to have Nikolaus and Sónia from Mercedes-Benz to finish off, okay? It's going to be about managing design teams. I'm sure a lot of you have been struggling with it or trying to figure it out, trying to improve your career, and you realize you have to start to manage other designers, and you're like, what the fuck? This is not just doing design. So we're trying to help out a little bit on that today, okay? After the talks, we're going to have a little, all of the talks, we're going to have a fast Q&A. I'm going to go throughout the people that want to ask questions and ask questions. The Q&A will not be recorded, and the exercise after the Q&A will also not be recorded, only the talks for the live stream. And if you don't want to appear on the internet, don't look to that thing in the middle, okay? GDPR stuff. So, Humar, can you come on? Yes.
Everyone, my name, as he said, Humar Santos. I'm a product designer at Nmbrs. And before I start, I want to thank Sónia for the invite. And just watch this video. It says so. Okay.
So far, we built a great product and a great company.
And we've been 10 years.
What makes Nmbrs is the culture that it has.
We put in 110%.
Tackle the problems from the different perspectives to make the product into the best it can be.
And we get out the benefits of that. You're in for a pretty cool ride.
It's crazy.
I believe that exists. So one is vertical hierarchy and horizontal, or a lot of people. A vertical company, it's a company that inside of a vertical company is different of a horizontal company. So on a vertical company, sometimes what happened is this. I can do that in 5 minutes. Are you sure about the color? Can you Photoshop my profile picture? I need it by 5 p.m. I don't get it. Sometimes you have a lot of rules, a lot of voice to the designers, and the designers get stressed. It's not all in all vertical companies, but some designers do this. Ladies and gentlemen, I quit. They quit the vertical companies sometimes, but the question is, the problem is about the company or is about the design? I'm a UX designer, that you are a front-end developer, so start to be known, talk about what you do. And then when you have a spot in the table, start. So If it's horizontal, on the case of numbers, we don't have, of course, we have a CEO and we have a CTO. Sometimes you have this kind of problem. People chill out a lot, and sometimes people don't want to work. So on a horizontal company, you have to have a strong profile to know what your roles together. What we did in numbers, I will show after this slide, is I started at numbers, and we even don't, we didn't have a team of, we joined together and we start to figure out the problems inside of the company. A lot of problems were like, people were asking us for assets, fonts, colors, and we were responding, but we decided to build this website to put all the things related to design together. And of course, it can grow a lot, but we put the colors here. I'll show a little bit. So if someone in the company wants a color about something, they can come here. The fonts from numbers are inside. People from marketing, when they want to do presentations, they can come here and find the picture they want, some with filters and a lot of things. This is just a sample. Okay. One thing that we did for people start to using it, because processes to implement sometimes take time, and we use these kind of wallpapers for people to always come here. Every month we give these type of images, and they remind that we have a design.numbers.com, and they can come here and pick our brand SVG logo, illustrations. Stuff like that. And this is how we solve the problem of bring all the design matters together. But the question is, and in a software company, what about working with developers? So we solved the problem from assets and stuff from people that marketing ask us and other type of teams. But what about the developers? How we work at Numbers with the developers? At the beginning, we were like that. The designers working on one side and the developers working on other sides. Designers creating UI kits, and the developers, oh man, I won't do this. This is very hard. And you build a UI kit, take 1 month in Sketch and stuff like that, and anyone use it. So what we did, we built a team with product designers and full stack developers. Not only build that team, but we created an approach that even if we have this team, a lot of squads started thinking, oh, now we have a UX squad. So send them, I want a modal, I want a menu, I want a card, and they do it. And we said, no, our approach will be different. So we will provide components for you. The CSS is on our side. The JavaScript is on our side. You follow our rules, and the product will be consistent. This is a little bit old, of course. The product will be consistent, and if we do any updates to these components, everything changes. So that's how, for example, the developers can come here and pick the components, copy the code as the video showed. Okay. And this is how we put the developers and designers working together and building a better product. But some processes take time to implement rather than build. I showed stuff that maybe you can think, you guys did it in 1 month, 2 months. Not. We solved the problem designing a process, but to implement, you have people that have different culture, different languages, different feelings. And for example, the one that I showed before, it took 1 year people to start using we released this year, and people to start using, to start knowing that this exists. Sometimes people think, I'll go to the code of my colleague and copy and do my stuff or change the CSS. And some processes take time to implement rather than build. So this is my talk. I want to thank you all to listen to me. If anyone have any question?
They can ask it in the end.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, man.
Okay, thank you.
Next up, we will have Bruno from Pipedrive. This gentleman right here. That can. Teste 2?
2. Teste 2.
No?
Não?
Yeah, you can start. Então, qual é que é o dele?
Teste 2. Okay, better. Hi everyone. My name is Bruno. I'm the PM, not the designer. I work for Pipedrive. I've joined 1.5 years ago. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the way we are organized. Of course, when I joined, we weren't organized as we are now. So we were organized, as usually in teams. But things changed a little bit more or less a year ago. Just before that, I don't have a fancy video. I forgot to add it to my slide deck. But anyway, I'll just tell you about a bit about Pipedrive. So Pipedrive was founded in Estonia 9 years ago by 5 people. Half of them were salespeople. And they wanted to build like a sales tool. They felt like the sales tool out there weren't tailored for salespeople or more for sales managers. So eventually they kind of built it, and it grew to what we are today. We are more or less 550 employees, 120 in Portugal. In Portugal, we were founded like 2 years ago, more or less that, and we are close to 120. From those, 30 are engineers and product people, so product managers, designers, researchers, altogether we are a tribe. Yeah, we are a tribe, and that's pretty much how we are organized today. So we merged the teams and we formed a tribe. A tribe is usually, by its definition, a group of people that are connected somehow or by any sort of social ties, and they share culture, dialect, and there's usually a leader. In our tribe, not so much. So we have 3 leaders. But we're not like bosses. So we have a product lead, a design lead, an engineering lead. But what we do is we just make sure that people have whatever they need to grow as professionals. So we don't tell them what to do or how to do it. We're just there if they need us. If they don't, we can walk around having a beer and don't worry about anything. So this is us. In a team event, I think we went surfing. Well, a few of us more than others. What I wanted to show you is, all the roles that are in our tribe. And to show you that, you can see there designers, data analysts, researchers, product managers. And this is to show you essentially that, we're not like split into teams or anything like that. We're some people like to call us a self-organized team. And there are many more. This is the team in Lisbon. It's called the Tagus Tribe. And in Estonia, there are a few more. I don't know how many in total. They keep coming, and they don't go, but they just keep, coming, actually. So you might be thinking, how do you manage so many people? It's more than 30 of us there. So in the end, how can all of this can work? So besides going surfing, we also go in missions. And what's a mission? Well, you can think of a mission as a fixed period of time where, where there's a goal and there's a team, mission team, that is nothing but a couple of folks from the tribe that want to work for that period of time, want to achieve that goal. And it can actually be a new feature or an iteration on top of an existing one, a proof of concept, or simply some research and development. And they're focused on that. There are no other distractions, no bugs, no requests like Humar just said, do this, do that, the next thing. They're focused on doing what they have to do. And well, that's essentially it. It's okay to fail, so a mission can fail, and it's all right. What we want to do is fail as fast as we can, because we want to invest time on something that is not important to our customers. So if you have to fail, fail fast. That's the thing. It's also a place where people get to work in different things. So they're not constantly doing and evolving, iterating on the same feature. They get to work in different features all the time, switch, and work with different people. So usually, I don't remember a mission team being the same twice. So because we are 30 plus in the tribe, we get to work with different teams all the time. And ultimately, of course, we want to have fun. Of course, we go on team events when we land the missions and all that. But having fun is also letting people try new technologies and new ways of work, and that's what missions are about. So how do we make this work? Well, first of all, we're not told what we should do next. Of course, there are ideas that come from the C-level, and they are welcome. But ultimately, we go into a room, and not just PMs. Again, PMs, designers, researchers, analysts, engineers, and essentially, we list all the ideas that are out there. Usually, they come from customer support, sales people, and a bunch of other sources. We list them, and each of us gets to vote. We end up with the short list. And with the help of the engineers, we determine what can be done, throughout the year. We can do so much, right? And it's where they usually help us out, setting the boundaries. And then, essentially, we need to order and put those, in some sort of a delivery plan. So, and that essentially tells us what's the next topic we should work on. And then, we take it and it starts what we call the pre-mission. The pre-mission is, well, all the work that needs to be done before a mission, as it says there. It's usually product people, product designers, and researchers. If essentially we have to find out if at all the idea that we had is a problem or not. So to avoid failure, of course it can happen, but to avoid failure, we're going to do research. We interview customers, we do competitor analysis, do surveys, all those things as you probably do in your companies as well. What we do different, most probably, is that everyone gets to do a bit of everything. So a product designer doesn't do just competitor analysis, does surveys, does analysis, and the other way around. PMs, they're not just sitting behind a desk telling others what to do. We go and jump into the interviews and we talk to customers. That's the most important thing we can do, and that's how it happens in this at this stage. What do we want to know by the end of this? By the end of this is to actually validate if at all the problem makes sense or not for us to carry on working on. And what's the reach? So how many people, how many customers are affected by it? Once we know that, we need a solution. So we have to start working on it. What we usually do, so at this point we bring in the engineers. So they're not so interested on validating the problem. They are very interested on coming up with solutions. And they have a lot of ideas, I can tell you. So we start ideating together, all of us. We usually go and use design sprints, but any technique is okay. But they need to feel, part of the solution. So they sketch, they interview, they do, whatever it takes. And the goal in the end is to have a joint solution that, reflects a bit of everyone in the team or in that team. And yes, engineers, like I said, they also sketch and they interview. And this is a back-end developer. He was doing all the interviews, and I'm not talking about interviews to understand the problems or if the customers liked or not the prototype. He was actually doing usability testing, and he did it like no one. It was really cool. At this point, we have a solution. We know what we want to implement, and we just need. So we had the design sprint, we had a set of resources, but it might not be enough to actually implement the feature in a couple of months, which is usually the time that the mission takes. So we need to pitch it, not just to tell everyone what we're doing, but to recruit people to the team. It usually happens on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday we have, we call it Pitching Tuesdays. It's an event everyone in the company can attend, should attend. And they can actually participate. So we can bring, already validated ideas and solutions to be implemented, but anyone can actually go there and pitch an idea. It's, open for everyone. In this case, it was presented by our design lead. So it's not about the PM or anyone specifically to do it. And in this case, we're after 3 developers. So 2 front-end developers, 1 back-end developer. It can actually, be anything. We have, we might need to replace the designer because she's going on vacation, or the researcher. We don't know, when we start the mission, if the resources that worked on the pre-mission are available by then. So here we have to recruit the team again. And we hope, so this happens on Tuesdays. We hope that by Friday, we have, the team assembled. They have a missions tool, what they call the missions tool. It's online. They just go there and apply. And so far, every Friday after the pitching Tuesdays, we have the team together and we kick off the mission. Like I said, team is complete. Now it's time to decide how the team wants to get shit done. And this is essentially the translation of Pana on Via. It's an Estonian expression. If you translate this in Google, it will sound weird. I think you'll find something like it's necessary to put, but it's actually like that. You have to put everything you have to make it happen. Yeah, this is the beginning of it. So the team gets together, they decide how they want to work, if they want to work with Scrum or with Kanban or Scrumban or whatever. What time is the daily meeting? If they want to have retrospectives, 1, 2, 10, it's up to them to determine those ground rules. Just so everyone can work and have a good time, have fun actually working on the mission. So it's important that everyone is aware of the problem, and usually it's up to people who are actually involved on validating the problem to actually make sure that everyone understands why we're working on that, and then explaining the solution. And at this point, we might consider reviewing the solution depending on the people that joins the mission. They have to feel comfortable developing that solution. So if they just arrived, we want to hear them as well, so they feel motivated and committed. to actually deliver the 110%, as someone said in the previous talk. So then the mission, like I said, it takes 2 to 3 months usually to complete. The immediate goal is to put a first version out so we can test it with customers and get quick feedback because, well, as I said, if we want to fail fast. So the sooner you put something out, the sooner we will realize if you're going on the right track or on the wrong track. And then, we iterate on top until we complete and are comfortable with the solution. Well, missions always end with lunch. We have a team lunch. Usually in that same afternoon, we have a couple of beers. We feel like, like we can say anything, and we go and do a retrospective. So we should learn, because the mission can actually be a great mission, and we accomplish the goal and all that. But there are always things that we did wrong, and we can learn from them. And this is usually where we gather those insights and take note of them so that we don't make mistakes again. And we share them with everyone in the demo that happens straight after. So we just don't demo the solution. It's not like, okay, so we build this feature, does this, that, the next thing. It's not about that. It's about sharing, how we got there. It's about the journey. Of course, we also demo the feature so everybody knows the current state of the product. To recap, we are a tribe, and we go on missions. The tribe leads are not bosses. They don't tell people what to do. They are there just to make sure that they're happy doing what they do and that they have essentially what they need to pull it off. We decide what to do. We don't get told about it, so we have to work to actually build our own roadmap. And the teams are put together according to people's will and to their availability. So again, we don't force people to go to a specific mission or anything like that. However, if people, are like you said, people tend to chill. So if they are not applying to missions for a while, we kind of invite them to. And sometimes they are just, they don't know the topic that well. They're just a bit afraid. So we kind of try to onboard them in a good way. But other than that, it's up to them. And well, we also encourage cross-functional teams. Like I said, we want everyone to try a bit of everything. We want everyone to, be out of their comfort zone. So it also helps you to grow. And in the end, this creates, this sense of ownership and commitment. And we want to have fun while doing this. So, thank you.
Thank you, Bruno. Thank you. Thank you, man. This is the thing?
Does this work with the PDF on the presenter? Yeah. Should.
Try it. Back.
Awesome.
You have some? So next up, Nikolaus and Sónia, which is making up, and they are going to talk about managing design teams from Mercedes-Benz IO. Can you talk?
Hello? Hello?
Does it work?
I can't hear myself. Now, okay. Hello, everybody. Let's talk about design in a corporate self-organization. Who are we? This is Sónia, our first designer here in Lisbon, who joined in August 2017, if I'm right.
No.
August? No, 2018.
No,
sorry,
18,
I'm
yes.
so sorry. Yeah, time flies. Yeah, she's here in Lisbon in the design team or in our product teams. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's Nikolaus. You can call him Nicky. He likes it. He's been in MBIO since 2014. Yeah, and he's the lead link of the designers. We will explain to you what that is. And he has cool T-shirts.
And I'm from Stuttgart.
And he's from
So maybe I'm a little bit slow today because I woke up 2:30 Lisbon time to get here after 2 hours of sleep because of my little daughters. Okay, let's start about who is MBIO. Normally we're not allowed to call it MBIO, so it's always Mercedes-Benz.io, to make that clear. We are a 100% daughter of Daimler AG, and we are responsible for all the customer-facing and non-customer-facing digital touchpoints for Mercedes-Benz passenger cars. So everything that is in the internet, market wholesale, websites, applications, web applications, mobile applications, all the e-commerce stuff is built by Mercedes-Benz.io. How this all started? We starting 2014 or 13, some stuff with Mercedes-Benz, what they need to do to get into the digital transformation. So this was a story about content and commerce, customer-facing, user-centric, all these buzzword bingo thingies. And after that, they decided, okay, we need to do something. And we within Daimler AG because we are slow, we can't hire that fast, and we don't attract the right people. So please do it for us. And they said, make Daimler the digital champion of the automotive industry. We had a mission split into two parts. The one part was build a company that attracts young people, digital experts, and a company that is able to respond quickly on change. Not like the big Daimler thing, but really to change fast. And of course, the other part was to build digital products that have real impact on passenger cars. And there was one sentence, very important, don't rebuild Daimler. The question how to build a company that is doing things in another way was answered by three pillars, or three important pillars for us were how do we attract digital experts, young talents? We need to be open-minded. Another thing to react fast is to be self-organized, and the other thing is to really drive it fast, always do it with purpose. How to build products in such an environment? Of course, you need to be agile. Bing, bing, buzzword bingo. We need to build autonomous teams, and we do the stuff lean. We did some research. How can we build such a company? And we found an organizational framework called Holacracy, which was founded in the US by a software developer because he didn't want to be the boss of this company. He wanted to share his power. And so he decided to build that, and now he's only working on Holacracy. So he's doing software for Holacracy, but nothing else. What is Holacracy? And sometimes this is, people get that wrong. It's about hierarchy, but not about hierarchy of persons. It's about hierarchy of roles. So the whole power is given to roles, not to persons. And the main goal of Holacracy is to share this power. For example, me as a lead link, my main goal is to share my power to make me obsolete. Then I do a good job. It always starts with the circle, the so-called general company circle. The first thing that you do is to set a purpose. The second thing is to set accountabilities. And then the third thing is to set up roles that fulfill the purpose. So in the first step, it looked like that. We have our purpose. It's our newest purpose. It changed a lot, of course, because we are changing. Nowadays, it's create experiences that people love and we are proud of. And we only have one accountability, quite easy, run Mercedes-Benz.io. What do we need? What roles do we need to run this company, to fulfill the purpose? And yeah, of course, we all know this. We need guys that do strategies. We need guys that do business ops, software development, product manager, finance, and UX guys. On the right side, we have the so-called core roles. that come with the Holacracy framework. There's the lead link, the rep link, facilitator, and secretary. And these roles reflect the splitted power of a manager. The lead link is responsible for bringing stuff into the circle. It's responsible that the circle fulfills the purpose. The rep link does it the other way around. He's the one who escalates things from the inside to the outside. The facilitator is moderating, organizing all the meetings, and is responsible that every meeting goes in the right way. And he's supported by the secretary. The light blue roles are elected by the people within the circle. So this is somehow there. The lead link is always selected by the lead link of the subcircle. So, and then someone, it was me, said, okay, this can't be a role, this needs to be a circle because the role, only one role can't fulfill the purpose. So we need to make a circle out of it. And then within the big circle, the next circle is coming up. This is how the company grows from outside to inside. And we call the circle concept usability in design because we always try to find circle names that explain what the circle is doing. Back to our company's purpose, because if you build a role or a circle, the purpose of the new role needs to be derived from the purpose of the upper circle. Creating experience that people love and we are proud of, and thinking about UX stuff. What kind of accountabilities or roles do we need? And there are basically 3 pillars, as you can see: concept, usability, and design. The name of the circle always already told it. And we have a circle purpose derived from the upper purpose. Our purpose is to be the nucleus for people with the best creative skills and methods. I don't want to go too deep into that roles. You all should know what's in there within concept, usability, and design. We have a circle strategy. Every circle has a strategy. If you don't build it for your own, you just get it from the subcircle. This is something, for example, that the lead link does, and only the lead link. Our circle strategies are mainly 3 pillars. So finding and enabling product designers, conceptors, and designers to develop in their mastery. Living and developing the Mercedes-Benz I/O design principles, and of course, as we are an agile company, following the agile values. So you already know that pictures. Here we have the core roles. Then we did some proposals. What kind of roles do we need to fulfill the circle's purpose? And there we can see with the, this is blue, with the blue outline, the 2 main roles, concept and design. Everyone has minimum 1 of these roles, and these roles are then sent to our products, into our product organization. The other roles without an outline, I don't think that you can really read it. We have team builders there, tool instructors, recruiting support, coaches, and Scrum developers. These are, we call it support roles, to organize us as a circle and to organize our work to the inside. So there's a split in our company. We are doing enablement within our different departments or circles, and we are working in products. The enablement part is something that focuses on knowledge transfer, exchange, personal growth, learning, teaching, onboarding, and stuff like that. So really focusing on the development of the people in their roles. This is something that we do for our own. And on the other side, we send all these people into product teams where, again, we have that splitted management. We have product owners that are responsible for the people, for the products, of course, and for the people within their product teams. Yeah. As we tested it, again, I told everything. Yeah. So this is the split. The leading of an enablement circle as a manager sends the people with the best fitting talent and skills into the product teams, and on the other side for specific talents and skills that he needs to build his product. And now I do a smooth handover to Sónia, and she will tell you about how we work in our products.
So, hello everyone. So now Nikki talked about how we organize ourselves in the organization. Okay, so let's now talk about a little bit how we work in our products. So one thing that you have to understand is that we work in a decentered design team. Okay, so we have this CUD where it's, let's call it a department, just to be more visually. And then each different products, and we work in the products. Okay, so in that sense, we are a decentered design team. But we don't work alone. What does this mean? We have a joint operation with Daimler. So here you can see all of the circles that Nikki talked about. So now you can see how our organization is beautiful in circles. So holacracy system, and then here Daimler. So a vertical hierarchy, normal, a classical one, and then we all together in this joint.
Maybe to me.
Maybe to you.
Someday.
Okay.
Someday.
Yeah. So right now, our job, since we, as I said before, we have a bunch of different products, we have to maintain the coherence. Okay. And since we are a decentered design team, and we are all located in the various products, how do we maintain coherence? Okay, throughout the whole products. So that's one of the things that we are very focused on. No, not only in the products, but also in some cross-cutting topics that we will not delve into it right now. And how do we maintain this seamless UX experience throughout all of our user journey for the clients? With the help of CUD. So since this CUD is the whole design department, we have a bunch of activities that not only help us grow as professionals, as designers, but it also maintains guidelines and the same user experience throughout the whole product. So how do we do that? For example, one of the activities that we have is the design roundtable. So this is like the nights, okay? So we sit all together, we designers and front-end developers. We propose, we discuss, we analyze all of the different design elements that then can or cannot be put on our design system, okay? So then we have the design system, which is something that we are now working on to develop a bit more and to make it more structured, to be used in all of the products of the passenger cars, okay? Mercedes-Benz passenger cars. Then we have co-working sessions, and this is actually awesome because so here you are working in the organization, and in the co-working sessions, you are working on yourself. So what we do, we have some together sessions where sometimes we just present some topics. It can be related to the products that we are working on. So what are we doing, so that we can show to everyone what we are doing. But also we have some hands-on sessions where we give like quick briefings to everyone, and then after that session, everyone has to come up with a solution. Okay, that can be, for example, for icons, for buttons, for navigations. So that's how we learn from each other and we grow. Then we have cross-product collaboration, and this one is the most important part, exactly, so that the whole products are aligned on the same thing. So, for example, our goal is what? Sell cars, right? We are Mercedes-Benz. So we have, since the funnel, we want the user to go to the e-commerce part to buy cars, okay? We have to make sure that all of the steps before, all of the pages, all of the information is sales driven, so that they can go through the whole funnel in a more simple, clear way, okay? So that's why it's important for us, especially in the project that I am, it's the wholesale part, what you see, is that we always have to be in contact with the other teams, because we have to align ourselves to see that the user journey is the same, okay? So, what is our impact? So, as I said, we are fully integrated within our product teams. We are part of the development team, okay? We talk with developers, we talk with QAs, we talk with everyone. We are very social animals. We enable our roles to develop their skills. We drive the UX and design of the brand's digital touchpoints that I mentioned before, and we create the customer-centric solutions, okay? Okay.
Thank you very much for listening.